Howdy, welcome to the channel. Today we're starting a new series around the Ryobi 4-volt lithium ecosystem. Let's get started. So the new Ryobi 4-volt lithium ecosystem are these single cell batteries, and they're 4-volt, and you either have a 2 amp hour or a 3 amp hour battery, and they simply charge with the USB-C charging port at the top, and some of them even have a fancy power indicator where you push the button and it shows green if it's charged or red if it's close to the end of the battery or completely dead. Now, all of my 4-volt kits all came with just over a 20-inch cable. They also come with the 2 amp hour 4-volt battery, and these are 3 inches long and about an inch in diameter. So the current tools that I have purchased within the 4-volt lithium ecosystem is the personal fan, the carving tool, the high-speed rotary tool, a lot of people call it a Dremel. You have the flashlight, and of course, we're going to be talking about their electric screwdriver. So right now, Ryobi has this kit with the recharging cable and the battery, along with the electric screwdriver, for $39.97. Model FVD50. It also includes the 2-inch long number 2 Phillips and flathead bits. They also have another kit right now that includes an additional 2 amp hour battery, and it's the fancy one with the indicator on it for the exact same price of $39.97. So the total weight of the electric screwdriver, battery, and 2 bits is just under 440 grams, or about 1 pound. So as with most everything in life, we need to have a pro list and we need to have a con list. And by the time we're done, these will be able to show us the weight of which one is most important to us and hopefully allow us to make the decision if this is the right purchase for us or not. So the very first pro that we have with this electric screwdriver is it's in the Ryobi ecosystem. So that means that literally anything that can use the 4-volt lithium battery, you can use this same battery on those tools as well. So once you start having a plethora of these batteries, it now makes it very quick and easy for you to pop between tool and tool and have multiple batteries to use with those tools. So my next pro that comes with this screwdriver is that it can be done in a pistol grip, or by pushing the button on top in a quick swivel, it turns around and now you have a straight electric screwdriver. I actually recently used this to disassemble and reassemble a clothes dryer. So one of my biggest cons with this, I'd even call it a con plus, is that when it over torques, it shuts off for an extended period of time and it does not recover quickly. So I'm going to drive this 3-inch screw into a knot in this 2x4, which will guarantee to shut off this drill due to an over torque situation. And then I'm going to pull the trigger multiple times just to show you how long it takes for this to recover from that process. Over torqued. You can see how long it took for that drill to recover from that over torque situation. This actually proved to be a bit of a cumbersome issue to deal with whenever I was reassembling the dryer. It did a great job of disassembly, but whenever I need to reassemble it and it hit some of those screws hard, and I didn't even know because this is either on or off, it torqued them, but then it shut off. And whenever I was trying to go to the next screw real quick, it wasn't ready to go. So my next con with this tool is that it only has storage for 1 onboard bit. So whenever you have to use another bit, for example, this torque, you can place it in here, but now you're going to be putting your additional bit just somewhere around, and there's a good chance you may lose it or forget about it, and there goes your bit, and you're going to have to buy another one. So I would like to see 2 onboard bit storage for both of the bits that come with it. However, as a pro on this, we can actually store the shorter 1/4-inch bits, and we can put 2 of those because of the system that they've used. We can actually put 2 of those bits within this cradle. So if they simply added another one, that means we could actually store 4 bits within this tool. So another massive pro with this is the weight of it compared to a more traditional drill like some of these behind me. This is much easier for people who have issues carrying a lot of weight. This will allow most everybody to be able to use this because of how lightweight it is. So one of the pros with this is when you activate it, there's 2 LEDs which light up your work area so you can actually have it. And as you can see, the LEDs actually stay on after you've pressed it, and they stay on for about 2.5 seconds. So that's a pro. However, as a con, I actually believe that time is too short. I would like to see the light stay on for between 5 and 10 seconds long, just so I have that extra light so I'm not under the counter continually having to bump this thing to illuminate way up in a weird corner where I'm having to attach a screw. One of the pros with this is how versatile it is. You can throw it in a drawer, and whenever you need a screwdriver, you can quickly pull this out and manage most of your jobs in your house with it. No need to go and grab a big drill. However, part of the cons, this is not a job site tool. This is a small home tool. So you're not going to want to take this to a job site. It's just not going to have the torque that most job sites are going to require. So one of the additional pros that this has is that it actually has a status light here at the bottom to let you know if your battery is about to die. If your battery isn't going to die, it stays green. If your battery is going to die soon or has died, it has turned red. So one of the cons I have with this screwdriver is there is no adjustment with that torque. It's either on or it's off. I would actually like to see a collar on the front to where you can adjust it from low, medium, or high. I would also like to see underneath the low, medium, and high a rough estimate of how much inch-pounds it's going to torque the screw down to. We don't need something that's this complex, and that's why I'm saying just something with low, medium, high would be perfect for this small electric screwdriver. As an additional, something I would like to see Ryobi do is for those of us who deal with a lot of small electronics, this actually works really good in this configuration to assemble computers. The problem that I have is the 1/4-inch bits don't typically fit a lot of computer stuff. Now it's going to fit your motherboard screws, but there's other screws that it's not going to fit, which is where a system like this comes into place. You have these small little bits that all these different funky little tool heads on them. Some of these will fit Nintendos because they're the tri-heads, and then you've got different smaller torques. I would like to see a kit that you could purchase with this small screwdriver that had these bits in it and an adapter that would fit into the 1/4-inch drive and fit these in it. Then, with the combination low, medium, high head, you then could put it on low and do all of your motherboard screws or all of your hard drive or SSD screws to a low torque and do final minute little adjustments with the actual screwdriver itself. So another thing I would like to see Ryobi do with this is actually sell it in a container so that you can actually have an entire container with bits in it, especially for the people at home who don't have all of the tools that we have here. We simply have this screwdriver, and if it came with a bit set, man, that would be great, because put the most common bits in there, because a lot of people now use torque in their homes or square bits, and if you had that all in one kit, that would be great. You could throw it in your drawer and you knew that that kit had everything in it that you needed. As a pro, this electric screwdriver can go both forward, go in reverse, or you can actually lock it in the middle and use it as a traditional handheld screwdriver. So let's see if this electric screwdriver has enough torque to send this 1 5/8" number 8 wood screw into this 2x3. So as you can see, it sent it almost all the way in. That's actually really impressive. You can then put it on the middle, which locks it, and you can actually finish by hand the rest of the way into the wood. Now we're going to do the same thing with a same size screw that has a little bit of lubrication with it. Some people use soap, some people use deodorant, some people use just a little bit of olive oil. Okay, so we got roughly to the same depth. Go ahead and lock it, and we can finish it up by hand the rest of the way. So that's a nice feature that's on this screwdriver. So a lot of homeowners have privacy fences which use these cedar or redwood fence planks. So let's go ahead and see if we could use this to attach one to our fence. Wow, that actually almost fully seated that screw. Just a little bit of finish off, and that's all you'd need. That would be secured. Let's try one more. There we go. So now let's test how far a 3-inch long screw can go. I don't think it'll go in all the way. Wow, I am impressed. Look at how far that went through. So at that point, you could finish it off by hand. Let's see if that was a fluke. Let's grab another 3-inch long screw. No, that's no fluke. That's actually pretty impressive considering what you're using here. Now, obviously, I wouldn't recommend driving 3-inch long screws with this, but it shows you how much torque this electric screwdriver actually has with it. And that's why I said the low, medium, high adjustment on the front could really help this out, because if you are trying to attach something that's delicate, that much torque could easily break it. Whereas if you had the low setting, you wouldn't be getting this far into things, which is fine, but you also wouldn't be breaking things whenever you're trying to secure it. So what's the conclusion of the Ryobi 4-volt lithium electric screwdriver? Well, we have a lot of pros, and we actually have quite a few cons, but as we look... Whoa, stop the video. Okay. So, let me be perfectly clear here. I don't want to make videos that just show Ryobi in a great light, because sometimes companies make bad products, and as a reviewer, it's up to us to give appropriate recommendations to the viewers. The last thing we want to do is ruin the reputation that we have. And I'm just starting out on this, but that's a key of what I have always done whenever I make recommendations of tools to my friends or family. And unfortunately, with this screwdriver here, we were watching the original video that we were going to release, and we're actually recording this the day before we release the video on YouTube. And the more we watched it, my wife and I sat down and watched it, my editor watched it, and we were looking at it going, man, there are so many cons. You just saw that huge list of cons that popped up on screen. And the fact that the screwdriver kit shuts off for a really long time actually did prove to be a serious problem for me. The storage, you can kind of deal with that storage issue. That's not that big of a problem, but not having some type of torque adjustment or the craziness of it just shutting off just ends up becoming a real problem whenever you're actually working on these things. In fact, my editor actually has a much less expensive model from Bauer that doesn't do this. He literally can use it continually. Once it hits torque, he can go to the next screw and just continually plows through them, and it doesn't have this problem. So now we have to analyze, would we actually recommend it? At the moment, no, I wouldn't recommend it. That feature, if you want to call it that, I'd call it a bug. That bug is a nuisance. And it's so much of a nuisance that I wouldn't recommend this. Truthfully, you'd be better to buy just a cheap regular drill from Ryobi and get into the 18-volt ecosystem if you're not already there. That would be better than purchasing this. Now, if Ryobi makes the changes, especially the one with the torque overload, and makes it where you can dial in on it, low, medium, high, like I mentioned in the video, then I would have no problem recommending it. The other features about the LED and the other feature about not having enough bit storage, those are nice to haves, but those two other ones are key to making this something that I would recommend. Before that, I wouldn't waste your money on this at this point. $40 is a lot of money, and $40, especially whenever Ryobi is having their Ryobi days at Home Depot or your local area, man, that's a killer deal right there. So save your money. Don't spend $39 on this. Even the one with the additional battery, they have other kits with additional batteries. I would purchase one of those over purchasing this one. Thank you for watching my review of this Ryobi 4-volt lithium tool. If you have any questions or comment about these tools, be sure to leave them below, and I will try to include comments within the videos like this one. Thanks for watching. Oh, I'm going to talk about one of the pros, that it has this green light.